welcome. My name is Lorrayn's, and you can find me through my website www.lorrayndepaya.com. You can email me at welcome@lorrayndepaya.com, and you can also find me on Facebook and Twitter. And I would like to welcome you to my video blog. This is something I have been meaning to do for a long time, and I am inspired by a friend of mine or colleague that I met recently who has an international following on YouTube, and by other professional colleagues of mine who also are on YouTube with large followings. So I thought it's about time that I started to offer some of the information and experience that I have in terms of creating a happy, healthy, abundant, joyful, peaceful, high vibrational life that gives you everything that you have ever wanted. And I can tell you that I have a few stories to tell. I have quite a bit of experience in different fields that I will be bringing to this. I have a background in psychology, sociology. I have a lot of experience is emotional, mind, body, spirit, as a practitioner and as a provider of courses. Hundreds of people, thousands of people have gone through my courses where I have used the principles that I'm going to be teaching in my video vlog to support people, facilitate people in becoming the very best that they can possibly be on all levels. And I use that word facilitating because I feel that everybody has within them the power to become the person that they want to be, to fulfill the dreams that they want to have. And it's just about learning how to access the information, the feeling, the vibration that will attract those things to you. If you are a singer or a creative person, you may enjoy some of the products that I'm going to be putting out called The Courage to Sing, which are an online course for singers and people who want to express themselves through their voice, whether it's in speaking or sound or in singing. This is the online version of a course that I've taught for many years called The Courage to Sing, and I will be putting it out in the next few months as an online course. And I am also putting out another online course which I'm writing at the moment, which is called The Courage to Make Money. The courage to make money. That has been an issue in my life, not so much because I haven't achieved it, more because I never wanted to achieve it, because I always put creativity, health, and the feeling of abundance over and above the actual quantifiable money in terms of pounds, shillings, and pence or dollars. Recently, about this time last year, I decided that I was going to hand in my notice at the job that I had at the time. I had a wonderful job. I was the choir director for multiple choirs, rock choirs, in the southwest of the UK where I live, and also I facilitated rock choir and music events music rock choir events for law firms, for hospital staff, for IT companies, for lots of large companies, where I went in and I would help support people in expressing themselves and having a great time singing. And the choirs were fantastic. We put on, benefit performances for local charities, international charities. It was incredibly successful. And I felt that I had reached the ceiling of where I wanted to go with that particular project. And it felt time to change. And in the past, I haven't listened to those signals, I haven't listened to those signs, and I've gone on flogging the dead horse. Maybe some of you can identify with this, particularly if you are a self-employed person. What I've learned is that you have to have the vitality has to be there. If the thing becomes a drudge, then it means that the whole energy has gone out of it. And what I have experienced is that very soon, very quickly after that, clients start to drop off, or I just get depressed, and then if I get depressed, I might get ill, and so on, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And I also found this time last year that I wanted to make some personal changes in my life. I was living with my partner, who I love dearly, and we've been together for 11 years, and we're incredibly different, and it seemed appropriate for us to live separately. I thought that may be the end of our relationship, and followed my intuition on that, and it was very scary, because not only did it mean that I was no longer living with somebody that I really cared for, and I was on my own again, it also meant that financially I was also on my own. So I was leaving my job and my relationship, and then I had to move house. So it was a lot of things all at once, and I knew that I had to go through this, that if I didn't, I was not walking my truth, and also that if I didn't listen and honor the truth of who I am, it would eventually lead to a loss of income, as I said, illness, accidents, all sorts of horrible things can happen. And I see this so many times with so many people that I facilitate. If people don't have the courage, and that's why I call my courses courage courses, because it's about trusting in the universe that if we follow our connection, we are going to be fulfilled beyond our wildest dreams. And so with the example of my sweetheart, by the act of listening to the fact that we are so different, and we eat different foods, we watch different television, you name it, we are different. We have different friends, we have different interests. How did we ever get together? Well, we have, and we also have an incredible heart connection that is so precious, and I feel so grateful to have this wonderful man in my life. And by actually living in separate houses, we now live 10 minutes walk away from each other, and we see each other every day and speak to each other on the phone every day. We're actually closer than we were when we were living together. So that was one part of the equation in my changes this time last year. And now I'm also looking at and developing the courage to make money, because I guess maybe partly because I'm at a certain age, when I was younger, it was great to travel around the world, which I did, and to live and work in different countries, which I did, and to have, so many different musical and other kinds of jobs that I had, and really experience life on a big canvas. I've been very, very lucky to have had the energy, vitality, and to be able to do that. And then, there is another side, which is about having some financial security. And I think perhaps as I'm getting old, a little bit I've got a few more years under my belt now. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, it feels appropriate to make sure that I have some savings behind me, some financial security, because that then will also give me some emotional stability and security, which I think is important. So I set myself the task this time last year to make £100,000 by the end of my present business plan, and to make sure that the process of doing that was in alignment with my deepest passions and desires. So I was just, I'm also at that point in my life where I am just not willing to sell my soul down the road by doing jobs just because I can do them any longer. They've got to be my truth. It has to come from absolutely the center of my being. Otherwise, I ain't doing it. And I have been incredibly stubborn about this. And through doing this, I'm actually realizing what an incredibly courageous and confident person I am, because I thought I wasn't. I thought I really lacked in self-confidence. And actually what I'm beginning to realize is that the reason that I've sometimes felt a lack of self-confidence is not because I'm actually don't have a lot of self-confidence compared to a vast number of other people, because I keep setting myself really, really big challenges. That is why I have to keep on digging so deeply. I remember a friend of mine said, for some people, just getting up in the morning and going down the road to post a letter, it takes a huge amount. Just getting up, getting dressed, walking out of your front door. And actually, in truth, I have also experienced those moments too, without a doubt, where my confidence has completely gone and I have been completely flattened, and just even any kind of noise would make me quiver. Any loud voice would make me quiver. And so I have experienced that too. And I guess the person that you're seeing here before you today is the person who has come through that, and who is now moving into whole new levels of self-confidence and abundance. And I want to describe the journey to you that I'm on as I'm going through it, because I think it would be helpful for some of you. So I'm just going to finish with this for today, which is that as a result of taking these steps, this time last year, what happened is a whole mass of emotional stuff came up. And I kind of did go back to that wobbly feeling. All those, old ghosts that I thought that I had slain. All those old fears and concern, they seem to re-spiral and come back, and in different shapes and different forms. And so I have had to go through, and I'm still going through that process now, to face them, to move through them. And so what I want to do is to share some of the tools that I have used and am developing to help you also on your journey to a greater level of vitality, clarity, joy, fun, very important, abundance, on all levels. So thank you so much for joining me, for listening, if you have, to the end of this